And because I know this, I know how to argue it. I used my third source by two authors with the last names Friedman and Logan. They argue that people are the United States aren't focusing on the safety of the people, but rather to ensure we maintain our superpower standard in the world. And the only way to do that is by spending large quantities of money. They say we don't need to do that. The argument is that there's no necessity for the United States being a superpower. The Taylor Francis Group article was a number of different graphs that broke down the spending of the United States military in different sections. For example, it compared how much we spend on aircraft carriers compared to France and Italy and Russia, how many aircraft carriers we have, and it does it all based on a graph, which allows me to shape an argument saying the United States is spending this much, the rest of the world is only spending this much. What's the necessity? Why are we spending this much? Where can we cut? And I use the factual evidence to support my argument. The final source was written by Walker, and she explains that the spending that the United States has at different time periods is essential. Now, she's not arguing for spending or for cutting military. She's just explaining that this much is spent at this time because of this war or because of this event, and bases it off percentage of the GDP, and really breaks down why the United States are spending this much. The source was very relevant to my argument and my topic because it allowed me to say, hey, the U.S. is spending $16 billion at this part of time. Why is this happening? Well, the United States was in a war. People will argue and say that this wasn't necessary, spending this much was necessary, and the source allows me to show that no, it's not necessary. We could have cut here, we could have cut here, and build a stronger case. Overall, I believe that the United States is spending entirely too much on its military, and by the 5 sources that I have cited and used in my paper,